Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi met with President Volodymyr Zelensky in wartime Kyiv on Friday, just weeks after Zelensky criticized Modi for his visit to Moscow. This trip offers Modi a chance to repair relations after his public show of support for Russian President Vladimir Putin during talks in July, which coincided with a devastating missile strike on Ukraine that targeted a children's hospital. Upon arriving at the Marinskiy presidential palace in Kyiv, Modi was greeted by Zelensky, who wore a serious expression as their discussions commenced. Modi conveyed his condolences regarding the missile strike in a post on X, written in Ukrainian. "Conflict is particularly devastating for young children. My heart goes out to the families of those who lost their lives, and I pray they find the strength to cope with their grief," the post read. This visit is significant for Western-aligned Kyiv, which is striving to strengthen diplomatic ties in the global south as part of its efforts to seek a fair resolution to the ongoing war with Russia. India, which has historically maintained close economic and defense ties with Moscow, has publicly condemned the loss of innocent lives in the conflict while simultaneously enhancing its economic connections with Russia. The trip comes at a critical juncture in the fighting, with Ukrainian forces still active in Russia's western Kursk region following their incursion on August 6th, while Russian troops continue to make slow but steady advances in eastern Ukraine. Upon his arrival, Modi was welcomed by Ukrainian officials who performed a traditional Indian namaste. He was later seen walking alongside Zelensky at the city's World War II museum, with his hand on the Ukrainian leader's shoulder. During their summit, Modi used poignant language to implicitly criticize Putin in light of the attack on the children's hospital in Ukraine. However, Zelensky expressed disappointment, stating that it was a huge disappointment and a devastating blow to peace efforts to see the leader of the world's largest democracy embrace the world's most bloody criminal in Moscow on such a day. Mikhailo Podolyak, an advisor in the Ukrainian president's office, told Reuters that Modi's visit to Kyiv was significant because New Delhi really has a certain influence over Moscow. "It's crucial for us to build effective relations with such countries and to explain to them what a proper resolution to the war looks like, one that aligns with their interests as well," he said. While Western nations have imposed sanctions on Russia and severed trade ties due to the invasion, India has expanded its economic relations with Moscow. Indian refiners, who previously rarely purchased Russian oil, have become Moscow's top clients for seaborne oil since Russia's military actions in Ukraine began in February 2022. Russian oil now accounts for over 40% of India's oil imports. Ahead of the trip, Modi expressed his eagerness to share perspectives on a peaceful resolution to the ongoing Ukraine conflict. Ukraine has indicated its intention to host a second international summit later this year to further its vision for peace, which would include representatives from Russia. The first summit, held in Switzerland in June and notably excluding Russia, attracted numerous delegations, including one from India, but not from China, the world's second-largest economy. Lasting peace can only be achieved through solutions acceptable to both parties, and it must be a negotiated settlement, stated Tanmaya Lal, Secretary West, in the Indian Foreign Ministry during a press briefing. Volodymyr Fesenko, a political analyst based in Kyiv, noted that he did not expect any groundbreaking proposals to emerge from Modi's visit, which followed his trip to Poland on Thursday. He emphasized that for negotiations to take place, the military situation must stabilize, and the presidential election in the United States, a close ally of Ukraine, must occur first. Fesenko added that the visit was important for India to demonstrate that it is not on Russia's side and that Kyiv is eager to normalize relations following Modi's trip to Moscow.